Coming to red degeneration. Now red degeneration, you will encounter a lot of questions on red degeneration, because although it is not very commonly seen, but yes, it is one of the favorite questions of NEET and INI set, because the presentation and the management, they differ. The presentation is different, and accordingly what the management should be, it is actually different. So you should know the pathology why it is happening. Okay, so red degeneration generally occurs during the second trimester or in the puerperium. Okay, very commonly asked, what is the time period, what is the time when red degeneration happens? So it is generally seen during pregnancy, and in pregnancy it happens in the second trimester or in the puerperium. Okay, so this is the kind of picture that you get in red degeneration. So why is it happening? What is the pathology? The pathology is there is aseptic thrombosis in the blood vessels which supply the fibroid. So because it is aseptic means it does not need any antibiotics, it is not infectious, but it does present with fever, leukocytosis because of reactionary changes. Okay, so it is no infection, even then it is presenting with fever and leukocytosis. So it is aseptic, and there is thrombosis which leads to necrosis, or which leads to, you can say, sequestration of RBCs. Any kind of thrombosis can lead to pain, it can lead to sequestration of RBCs, can give this kind of reddish purplish color to the fibroid. It can suddenly increase in size and cause a lot of pain. Okay, another name given to the aseptic necrosis is necrobiosis. Okay, so if they say necrobiosis, that is same as aseptic necrosis, and that is what is seen in red degeneration. Okay, so it will present with pain abdomen, as I told you, pain, increase in size, and nausea, vomiting. Because of the reactionary changes, the systemic symptoms will come. Okay, it will also present with fever, leukocytosis. So that means the TLC count, you do a CBC and her leukocyte count will come raised, and you will think that okay, she needs antibiotics, but no, antibiotics are not given. Okay, so the histopathology will be showing you a purplish red color. The histopathology slide you can see in the pathology lectures. So this is because of the hemolyzed red cells. So there will be hemolyzed red cells because there is sequestration of RBCs. So hemolyzed red cells are there, right? And there is a fishy odor. A fishy odor is always there. Okay, so pain abdomen, increase in size, nausea, vomiting, fever, leukocytosis. There is a fishy odor on histopathology when you cut the section, and there will be hemolyzed RBCs that impart its reddish purplish color to the red degeneration. Now, what do you have to do? Do's and the don'ts. Okay, now the do's and don'ts will be, you have to give her analgesics because she is in pain. Analgesics which are compatible with the pregnancy, that is not NSAIDs. You can give tramadol, you can give normal paracetamol, that is good enough for analgesia. You can give her IV fluids because she might have she might come up with dehydration. You can give her IV fluids, and you can give her antiemetics if she is vomiting, and of course rest. She needs rest also. Okay, so rest, analgesia, IV fluids, and antiemetics. But what you don't have to do, what you don't have to do is no antibiotics. Okay, you don't have to give her antibiotics. Antibiotics, no, not at all. You don't need to give antibiotics. You do not need to terminate. Do we need termination? No. So don't terminate, no termination, and no myomectomy. Okay, we don't do any myomectomy when the patient is pregnant unless it has undergone torsion, it is outside the uterus, and you're not disturbing the uterine musculature. So no myomectomy during pregnancy, whether it's red degeneration or whether it's any kind of degeneration, and no need of antibiotics, no need to terminate the pregnancy. Just give her rest, the reactionary change will subside, the fever will go down, the pain will subside, and this sequestration of RBCs and hemolysis will stop on its own. Okay.